Hi everyone, my name is Gregory Scott. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. There are 5 planets in retrograde at the moment, and they're having a very powerful effect on me because I've become very interested in a topic that usually doesn't interest me at all, which is manifestation work and spell casting. Whenever a planet goes retrograde, it urges you to look at things differently, and I'm definitely looking at things differently. The way I usually live my life is I try and discern what God's will for me is. So I spend a lot of my time praying and meditating, trying to get closer to God, because I think that God has a wonderful design and plan for my life. And if I get closer to God and I do what He wants me to do, then my life is going to be wonderful and fulfilling and all of those good things. So I don't spend a lot of my time doing spells. And also because there have been times in my life where I thought things were wonderful and they turned out badly. And then there have been other times where things looked bad but ultimately were very positive. So I don't really know what the bigger picture is. So for me to cast a love spell, who knows if it's right or wrong. But on the other hand, I'm being affected by this retrograde as well. I've become interested in this for a reason. So I'm going to honor that and I'm going to see it through and go with it. So yesterday I made a video called How to Cast a Spell using the tarot, because the tarot is really my area of expertise. So I wanted to do that. But after doing that video, I got to thinking, what other ways are there of casting a spell? So I live in Glastonbury, which is a major center for anything new age and spiritual. And I went out this morning and I actually found this cute little shop and I spoke to the lady in there and she said, I actually sell spells, and she handed me this, which is obviously a love spell, and everything is in there that I need to do this. She said to do it on a Friday at 8, and it happens to be Friday at 8. So I'm going to do this, and I thought I would film it so you guys can join me and see what this is like, and maybe even try it for yourself if you want to. But knowledge and information is power, so there you go. You're along for the ride. So let's get started then. And these quartz crystals I've added myself. I had these at home. So what have we got? We've got cinnamon. Smells delicious. We've got a scroll here, which are the instructions, I suppose. We've got a piece of beautiful quartz crystal. 2 candles. Some rose petals. Beautiful lavender, a green ribbon, piece of cloth, piece of red ribbon, and a penny. Okay, so let's get started. This is exciting. Okay, so let's look at the instructions then. What have we got? Love number 2. That reminds me of that film from the 80s, Love Potion number 9. I love that film. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 2 pink spell candles, got those. We've got 1 rose quartz heart, 6 rose petals, lavender, cinnamon, red ribbon, green ribbon, square pink cloth, and 1 penny. We've got all of that. Okay, so what else does it say? Okay, it says the day, Friday the 8th, Friday at 8 p.m. Planet Venus. Okay, Venus isn't in retrograde, it's direct at the moment, I know that. And the moon is actually waxing. That's right, I've got a beautiful little moon calendar here that I use. Okay, so today is Friday, and it's actually the new moon, which is a great time to have new beginnings and start, so that's very good. And it waxes and it gets fuller to the full moon, which is on the 21st. So that's perfect. So before I get started, what else do I need to know here? Cast your circle. Okay, so it doesn't really give me instructions on how to cast a circle. I think I might remember how to do that from my teenage years when I did kind of look into this sort of stuff. So let me do that for a minute, and I'm just going to do that in my mind's eye. And I'm just going to call my guides and my angels to help me and support me do that. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so if you're a professional pagan watching this, obviously you'll have very specific ways of casting a circle. What I personally feel is important is calling on each of the elements to create balance. And I personally work a lot with my guides, my angels. So I've created a circle which surrounds me in white light, which only allows positive energy in and which keeps me perfectly protected and safe. So may not be strictly textbook, but that's what I'm comfortable with. So if you're doing this, go by the book, or if you experience, do something you're comfortable with. But make sure you protect yourself when you do this kind of thing, because it attracts all sorts of energy. And I really believe that. And I, in the past, have been a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to things like psychic protection and shielding myself, because I always feel perfectly protected by God, which is true. But there are negative energies that float around, so it is important to kind of cleanse yourself a bit. Okay, so let's see these instructions then. We've got place the cloth in the center of the altar. So let's do that. Let's note all these good little things here. Put on the middle of the cloth rose petals, lavender, cinnamon, red ribbon, the penny, and a rose quartz heart. So let's do that. So let's add the cinnamon first. Cinnamon for spice. Beautiful, comforting, warm smell. And to me, cinnamon represents family, it represents comfort, it represents a feeling of belonging and being at one with another person. So that's what I'm adding here to this love spell, because that's what I suppose anyone looks for in a relationship. God, this is so funny. I can just imagine my ex-partner watching this and saying, oh yeah, Greg's doing really well, he's resorting to magic. But there you go. I go with what I get. So I feel whether you're a professional pagan watching this and thinking that I'm doing it wrong, or whether you're an atheist thinking, God, this guy is nuts, for whatever reason, this feels right to me to do at this time. So I don't question stuff like that. I just go with it. So cinnamon represents the home and feeling safe and at peace. Then we've got lavender. It looks like a bit of rose in there already. Lavender is about, what does lavender represent? Let's smell it. Oh, it's beautiful. So it's invigorating, it's exciting, it's cleansing, it's like elixir for your soul. It's so rejuvenating. So this is what a relationship should be. It should really fill you with a sense of wonder and energy, and wow, what else can I use to describe lavender? It gives you a real sense of hope and a real feeling of this is the highest form of what a relationship can do for you on a soul level, is to really excite you and to make you feel alive and like you want to be your most special self too. Okay, then the rose petals. And rose is much more refined, it's elegant, it's really, the queen of the plant world, so to speak. It's really getting to the pinnacle. It's an expression of real beauty and something mature, something that's valuable. And it's gentle and it's warm. And it's all-encompassing. So that's what I've got here so far. What else do we need? So the rose petals, the lavender, the cinnamon, the red ribbon. I suppose the red ribbon is to bind the person to you, or to extend a kind of rope to allow that person to find you or to connect with you. The penny, again, its value, and to me a penny also represents good luck and appealing to chance a little bit that the right thing will happen at the right time. And also it kind of brings destiny into that. That's interesting, because to me a spell is very much about imposing your will, and that's always been my problem with it. But a penny, I suppose, is kind of saying, okay, well, this is the luck factor. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, and if not, then it isn't. And all I'm doing is setting an intention here and saying, I open myself up to the best potential outcome to a situation, and I think that's a great thing to do. So that's wonderful. A penny. And then the rose quartz heart. So where's my rose quartz heart? Here we go. And the rose quartz heart is really, I mean, a love heart is just something really pure, something reliable, something abundant, prosperous. So it's about not just finding someone to love and bring someone to love the person doing the spell, but also to represent giving of yourself and loving someone and providing them with all of those things. So that, you know, the best way to, I think they asked a celebrity this once, what do you have to do to be a good girlfriend or boyfriend? And it's to be a good boyfriend or girlfriend. It's just what you want, you've got to put out there. So this is a balance between what you want coming in, you also have to provide. So it's someone to love you and someone to love. Okay, so we've got that. So what does it say next? Gather the fabric edges together with your fingers and hold the pouch to your own heart and chant. Okay, so gather it together. Bit of arts and crafts here. Okay, so I've gathered it together. Hold pouch to your heart and chant. Okay, so let's hold it to my heart. Venus, Queen of Love Divine, bring the love to me that's mine. Perfect he and perfect me, together we are meant to be. Venus, Queen of Love, so warm, bring my love to me without harm. Let nothing keep us now apart. Bring perfect love to fill my heart. Still holding the pouch against your heart, fill it with loving energy. Secure the pouch with green ribbon and tie with 3 knots. Okay, so let's fill that with love. Venus being just one aspect of the one God. Oh, I can actually feel my heart beating against that pouch. Wow. So filling it with pink and green light, holding it to my heart chakra, filling it with my personal energy, and then secure the pouch with the green ribbon and tie with 3 knots. Okay, so let's give it a bit of a twist first. Okay, so 3 knots. Okay, so 1. Oh no, well that isn't a knot, that's just tying it together. So okay, so first knot, 1, 2, 3, and 3 being the number of new beginnings and new starts. So it's interesting that my knowledge of numbers and things actually adds meaning to all of this. That's interesting, okay? So we've got the little pouch then, tie with 3 knots. Carry the pouch with you and sleep with it under your pillow, okay? When lover comes to you, bury the pouch under a tree, blessed be. Close your circle. Okay, so let's do that. Just dismiss the elements, my guides, thank them for being there, supporting me, protecting me. Okay. And that's it. Wow, perfect. Okay, so I've done this spell. What about these candles? Didn't mention anything about the candles. What I'm going to do, maybe they meant to say that or not, or forgot. I'm going to light these candles now because and I'm going to put some little sticky material on them so that they stand up safe. So what I'm going to do now that I've put that out there, I'm going to light each of these candles and I'm going to let them burn for a couple of hours. And obviously the 2 rose candles represents the 2 people involved here. So it's like the lovers in the tarot. And by burning the candles and by lighting them, it's like continuing to send that out, the energy out in the universe. So I don't need to kind of focus on it anymore. I just let the candles do the work for me. So let's light these up. Let's make sure I don't burn the camera here. Okay, so you can see in the reflection. So those are lit. So I'm going to put those aside and let them burn. And let the energy go out into the universe. And then is there anything else that I had? Rose petals. Nope, these are all my ingredients. Let's put 2 pieces of quartz together as well to represent nearness and closeness. And then the big piece of quartz to represent something much more wonderful than either of the parts. So keep that there. Put the candles close by. And then it's like an altar you can just leave for a little bit. And I've created something again. So as you can see, a lot of this is a lot about symbolism. You know, like the herbs, the flowers, they are symbols I represent. And it's all about creating a mindset within myself that I'm creating energy, I'm manifesting, I'm putting this out there in the universe in a positive, harmonious way. So that's what I've done, and I feel very good about that. So I'm just trying to straighten that candle out. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna tie this back up. Oh, I know. The way I'm gonna finish this, I'm gonna tie up this ribbon, and they haven't written this, but I'm just adding this little bit. So I'm going to tie the ribbon back up, and I'm going to put it back in the little box, and then I'm going to let the wax drip onto it, and that's going to be, for me, a symbol that this has now been completed and resolved. So let's do that. So put that in there, then the wax can kind of finish the job. Okay, so there you go. So I've done something totally new that I felt right to do today. So thank you for joining me and watching this. If you have any questions for me, you can send me an email. My address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk. If you would like what my real expertise is, what I really do is I work as an astrologer, and I work with the tarot and numerology, and I work with these tools because they allow me to access my own intuition. And I do personal private readings for people, and I can help you and I can guide you with what your sole purpose is when it comes to work, what you're trying to achieve in this lifetime. I can look at what's coming up for you in your love relationships, in your family relationships, spiritually, what you're trying to achieve or what would be good to focus on. And I use the tools in conjunction with my intuition. So I'm an intuitive astrologer, an intuitive tarot reader. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please visit the website. It's gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you can order your reading with me there. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get to see other videos like this. I do a variety of things. I do monthly astrology forecasts. I do daily tarot readings. I do vlogs. I do unusual little side videos like this. So subscribe for more of the same or more of different things. Find me on Facebook as well. It's facebook.com/Gregory Scott 444. Thank you for joining me today. It's been really nice to spend these 21 minutes with you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon.